Hello, and welcome to Shane's Microscope. I'm Shane, and this is my microscope. Let's take a peek. Today's sample is a grape. I've been looking at plant parts lately, and I decided it was time to look at a fruit. I took a slice of this one by hand because I wanted to be able to look at the grape from one end to the other. So really this sample is too thick, but we can throw a cover slide on there, squeeze the air out, and I think the grape is translucent enough to let through some light and give us a look anyway. Grapes are the delicious fruit of the Vitis vinifera plant. That's Latin for the wine-carrying vine, from vitis, vine, and vinifera, wine-carrying. Obviously, the grapes are tasty on their own too, but those Romans were really into their wines, so I don't think it's any surprise that that's the scientific name for it. Starting at the outside of the grape, we have the cuticle. That's from the Latin cutis, for skin. Here under really high magnification, I don't know that there's really a whole lot to see. We can see a little bit of the green pigment in that cuticle, but once we get into the flesh of the grape, this is pretty much all just clear sugar sacs. So I think we may actually get more out of this at a slightly lower magnification for this one. So then inside, beyond the cuticle, we have the exocarp. That's Greek for the outer fruit, from exo, outer, and carpos, fruit. And don't mind the gray dots, those are just entrapped bubbles. And then within the flesh of the grape, we can also see that we have these lines. These are vascular tissue, from the Latin vas, for vessel. And we tend to use vascular in modern terminology to refer to fluid transport. So those vascular tissues are how the grapevine provides nutriment to the grape. Then just inside of those vascular tissues, we have the mesocarp. That's for the middle fruit, from the Greek mesos, middle, and karpos still means fruit. And that big green thing in the middle is a little bit of the pedicel. That's where the stem basically plugs into the grape. It's from Latin pedis, foot, and it's been diminutized to be Littlefoot. So as you can see, the mesocarp and the exocarp are mostly just cells that are bags of sugary water. The grape itself is pretty much just some seeds in a bag of sugar, with whatever incidental tissues it takes to get the right materials into it. You know, the plant needs to nourish those seeds to maturity, and it also needs to transport sufficient sugar into the grape itself. The grapes are basically intended to be tasty treats for animals, but they're like the gift that you give someone that's really for yourself. You know, like if you get your spouse a new cooking utensil or tool or something like that, you know, you've gotten them the thing, but then they're the ones who are going to put the effort into using that thing to produce something that benefits you, that doesn't require you to do anything. So, you know, if you're the grapevine, you've made sure that it's easy for animals to recognize when your grapes are at their most delicious, which just so happens to also be the time that your seeds are ready to be planted. And so the animals accept your delicious snack, and then you can just sit there while they do the work of carrying your seeds all over the place, and sometimes even fertilizing them too. Everybody wins, but you win most of all. So yeah, I mean, even though there's less going on than with the vegetables we had looked at, I thought it was really interesting to be able to look at a piece of fruit and see how that's different and just check it out for the sake of checking it out. Alright, well, I think we'll leave it there for the day. Thanks for having a look with me. Until next time, keep on peeking.